Mike's Unleashed back here. This is D Mega. We got Hawk. Here it is, prime time. The decision has been made.
Yes, it has. Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Let's
about it.
talk. We're going to talk about it. So here it is. Just what we both thought. He took a job. He took a job at Colorado.
Yes, he did.
Colorado. Ooh, all right. Let's go in and let's go back and forth at it.
All right.
What are your thoughts, Hawk? What are your thoughts?
All right. You want me to kick this off? I'll kick it off.
Just give me
All right.
something from the very beginning. What you
All
think?
right. So, first of all, like you said, we knew he was going to do this. It was predictable. Even though he did all that talking at the press conference, how him and Jackson State were a match made in heaven, like a wedding, like it was his wife. They were made for each other. He divorced Jackson State that quick. That is so typical of what we thought was going to happen. And like I said,
It
we don't knock
was.
him. It's just the reality. Am I right?
You're right. You are absolutely right. We're not, honestly, once again, I'm not mad at Deion, but I didn't think this would be the coaching position that he would go for. That's where I'm at. But he
And
did divorce him. So, as you were stating in the other video, where does Jackson State go from here?
that's a tough question. Me personally, I don't think Jackson State would do well. I watched this press conference, and I think it was the athletic director or someone that was sitting beside him. I can't remember his name, but he just looked so disheartened in the press conference when he was announcing. He didn't smile. He didn't say, "Great job, Dion. We're so happy for you." He was just there to be present, and you could tell in the press conference. And the things that Dion kind of said, didn't really sit well. He was trying to motivate the people, hey, don't jump in the portal, but they're going to jump in the portal. And then he said things like, when the time is right, God guides into a different spot, and this was the time, the calling. I just, like you said, didn't feel like it was the calling. It felt like it was chasing the bag, even though he said he was not doing that. But I get
Now,
it. What are your thoughts
now
on that?
he said he did this decision was not based on him chasing a bag, which I can say I probably agree with that. Okay. The job offer was only for 5 million. And I say only 5 million. That's way more than what he was going to get at Jackson State. So I do believe that he was speaking from the heart when he says it wasn't chasing the bag. However, I don't think everyone is really all that on board or excited. You stated the gentleman that was sitting right next to him, he did everything he could in his power. Honestly, I think in that video not to cry. Like it looked like it hurt. I mean, and no disrespect to my man,
Facts.
but he was just looking like, yo, everything that we worked for and put into it is just about to be gone out the window.
Gone.
It
Over.
is over. I am
Adios.
I feel as if he should have given it a little more time. Just I mean, Colorado, it's pretty cold in Colorado. That's all I want to say. It's definitely different. The press conference itself, I thought, when he was telling kids not to jump into the portal, I
hmm
felt like, wait a minute, Deion, are you trying to hurt these kids, or is he trying to help them? Cause let's look at this, Hawk. These
hmm
are student athletes, once again, that are at an HBCU. Them transferring to, the jumping in the portal, what are their offers going to be inside the portal? Because it's different being in a portal when you're going into the HBCU or if you're already at a Power Five conference, right? So
hmm
I think he was sort of giving them sound advice when he was telling them that.
I, I, you know, I feel like he was trying to be authentic in that moment, but it's hard to be authentic when you just drain the life out of an entire city, right? That whole city is going to suffer. And part of it is because Dion had a lot of people believing. They weren't just believing that they could accomplish more things. They were believing that the whole city was going to turn around. They had Dion there. He talked the number one recruits into coming to that school. Do something big, do something that has never been done. The easy road is going to Florida State. Come to Jackson. Well, the easy road for him was going to Colorado. So if you're going to talk the talk, you have to also walk the walk. I don't think he walked the walk long enough, like you're saying. This isn't hate. This is just the reality of what it is, right? He made the comment, you either elevate or you terminate. I'm not even sure what that means. That was like the most asinine comment I've ever heard. What does that even mean? You either elevate or you terminate. He was elevated. They went 11-0. You can't say elevate and terminate like you were on the cutting block from Jackson State. You were.
Yo,
Jackson
yo,
State would have signed you for 20 years.
let me get in on that for a second, because I
Go
thought
right
it was
ahead.
just me when I heard that you either elevate or terminate. Elevate or terminate. What?
What do you mean?
I was confused when I first heard it. I honestly, I just have to say, I didn't understand what he was trying to say with that. Okay, we understand.
I don't think anybody does.
Head coaches get terminated if they don't win. Yes, but elevate. Well, I'm still trying to track that down and try and put the points together.
It makes no. Well, when you figure it out, you let me know.
We're clearly going to have the conversation about this and understand what that meant.
And then the other thing he said, let me know your thought. He said he's leaving on his own recognizance, like he's getting out of jail on his own without bond. What does your own recognizance mean? Is he saying? I mean, what is he really trying to say? He's leaving on his own accord. Is that what he was trying to say? So a lot of things he was saying to me didn't make sense. What are your thoughts on that statement?
I think emotions. Sometimes when there's an emotional matter, words get caught up. So you don't necessarily pull the correct terminology at the time that you need. I believe that's what he meant by that. Honestly, I'm gonna give him a pass on that. It's just
you are better than me, brother.
He's talking to a bunch of young men who, you're right. He told them, he brought them into this organization, into this university. He was telling them how he was going to build them up, and now he's telling them he's leaving them. So I believe at the point in time in that press conference, he was a little bit emotional. So therefore, some of his content was a little off and it didn't jar.
A little off?
I'm going to say a little off. Once again, I'm going to give him a little bit more. Okay. It was
I love your optimism. I love your optimism.
I appreciate it. But I think the team also was just a little, they sort of expected it, but the vibe in the press conference was just a little, no one had anything to say really. And I am going to speak on the brother who was there that said that, he came back for them.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who stood up here and made me look at it a little bit and was just like, he made an effort and he was telling his teammates that he was coming back for them. I felt I said that was a touching moment though, to a degree. He was telling them he made that. What did you?
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the statements he was making. And he said, if you're not going to do it for anybody else, do it for me. And all the statements that he made, I can appreciate that. That's inspirational. I will say that. So I applaud that young man for him saying that on this press conference and, acknowledging what probably a lot of the players are feeling. They're disheartened. He recognized that himself. So it was good that he said that. And so one other thing that I want to say that Deion said that I agree with again. The numbers may be the numbers. He said 70% of athletes in football are African American. And he said this comment after that really just kind of didn't sit with me well. And he said, it just happens to be that HBCUs have more. Does he not know what HBCU means? There's a reason they have more black athletes. For him to say that comment, it's like, do your homework, do your knowledge. When you say comments like that, you are pretty much solidifying the fact that you are not SWAC. When you
no. Bring that back. Bring that back. You got to toss that back to me, Hawk, for that. For that reason, once again, I believe Deion had his heart in the right place, and he got caught in the moment of his words, of what he was saying. I really think he knows that. He knows that 70% of athletes of football African Americans. We know that. We're the ones who sit up here and are playing the games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's African Americans. He knows that. What what did bother me about that comment that he made, the very first comment, and like I said, it caught off as if he was talking to somebody in the streets at first, because when he
I know
said,
where you're going.
you know where I'm going, he said, yo, tell him it is what it is.
Oh,
Oh,
bro. Come on, man. Yo, turn my mic up on that, Mega. Can you turn my mic up? He said it is what it is. That's what you tell your side chick if you get caught. You like, yo, it is what it is.
yo, how do you
Yo,
say that right there? And I think
facts.
that might have took away everyone's thought or processing of, like, they already know what's coming. For you to just come out and just say, yo, it is what it is. That was just like, how to say, what that phrase meant, what means. So
Yeah.
it's a little different. So that right there was a comment that I was just like, this is how we going. This is how we're going right into it, huh, Deion?
Right into it. Are we not going to talk about how he's sitting in the white chair like the Godfather? We not going to talk about that? Did you not see it? He's all back in the chair like, it is what it is, bro.
Hey,
I'm like,
he did give that appearance, but I
he
think,
did.
from him being that head coach, that may be his entire style. Okay, maybe that cheers him for him all the time. I'm not going to say they brought in the Godfather chair just for him to make this announcement. Nah, we won't do that. We're just going to say we're not privy to all those conversations that he has with his players. So therefore,
Okay.
it could have been normal. I will say, as we addressed it earlier, my man sitting next to him, oh man, he looks like he just lost his. It looks like he lost his job. Really, it looks like he knows that it's going. I really felt for him. I'm sorry.
He looked at it like when you look at your bank account and you notice all your money's gone, right? Or you look at your bank account and you know you got $20 in it and you got 5 more direct deductions coming out your check for $400 and you ain't got $20 left in there. Ain't nothing you can do about it, right?
That
And
is the
so
look.
it was really a sad press conference to me, right? But
I'm agree. I'm agree. It was.
So let's touch on it. Let's touch on this. I'm gonna throw this to you.
What
about him What about the video of him walking in the Colorado?
Oh, that video.
What's your thoughts?
I watched that video and I was just like, I don't know how I should feel about this video, right? It takes him, his family, and they're walking through it and everything. I heard a couple comments on that video that I thought, all right, Deion, you're moving out there, all right? The comment when he was talking about the coaches, when they were introducing, the areas, Colorado mentioned, oh, we have a recovery pool, heated and cool. Deion made a statement. He looked around and stuff like that, and as he's looking and glazing, it's like, hey, we ain't never had anything like that. We never had that,
bro. Bro, you got to throw it to me, bro.
Go ahead.
I heard the same thing, brother. And then I'm gonna throw this back. I heard the same thing. He like, oh, we got hot water now. We moving on up. Bro, I swear I didn't even know what to think. He's walking in there. Oh my God, look at it. We have AC. Bro, you sounded just ridiculous. You get what I'm saying? I get it. It's a bigger facility, but you're going there all eyes glazed over like, oh, mama ain't never had this back home. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous to me. Now I'm gonna throw that back to you. That's my opinion on it.
That is facts. I will say he did give that look as if he's never seen anything like this before. Deion has been a professional athlete. He's seen, facilities that look way, way better than that. Because obviously we know this is Colorado. Imagine him taking that actual walk if that was, Alabama or some other school. He's seen better facilities. So I was a little taken back by that statement, and I do get what you're saying. It does make it appeal like he came from nothing. That, to me, that is also it's a little slap in the face to, the HBCUs. It really acts like, it's making them seem like, wow, we didn't provide you with anything. We didn't have the money to sit up here and provide facilities in that manner. But it took me back for a second when I heard it.
But wasn't that the reason he went there? So HBCUs, so HBUs could get those facilities, could get the hot water, hell, get water, period, because Jackson didn't have water. So to even get water, that was the reason he went. So that whole video there, When I said he left before the job was done, that's what I meant. And when he went there and he's all eyes glazed over and in awe, and it's like this great aura over Colorado, that's what I meant. That's the same energy that I want to feel at Jacksons State and other HBCUs. When we walk in those, they got the millions of dollars coming into them where they have hot water, ice tubs, AC, 4 and 5 fields. And then we will have more recruits coming there because they have that to offer. That's my opinion.
Hey, and I agree with what you're saying. I definitely agree with what you're saying. I think he did leave before the job was done. I was not happy with him leaving. As we stated in the other video, I was expecting him to make it to another Power 5 conference, some other school, but allow more time for what he was building, at Jackson State and other, HBCUs. Hey, you said it. We will see how the next year and 2 years go to see if we get game day at another HBCU. They probably won't do that. Not saying they won't, but because Primetime was there, he opened the doors to make it more to be cool, to understand that being at an HBCU is something to be proud about. Him leaving right now, I think you hit the part. You hit it on the mark when you said, job's not done. I don't feel as if the job's not. I don't feel the job is done. I don't. I'm really proud. I'm happy that Deion got this opportunity, but I'm really disappointed that he left Jackson State.
And I'm gonna leave this on one note with you, and anybody who's listening to this, I just want them to think about this. Right? I think there were 22 HBCU football teams in Division I. Right? Okay. So if Deion had stayed, he could have impacted potentially 22 HBCUs. Deion going to Colorado is more self-serving. He won't impact 22 HBCUs. He won't impact 22 universities like that. That's my belief. He won't impact them directly, right? Because they're not going to go out and hire. He said he was doing it for more black coaches and things like that. Well, let's really think about it. They're not going to be 22 black coaches that he can directly impact and bring on across all these universities. It's probably not going to happen, but he could have continued to impact those 22 Division I HBCU football teams with the bowl games and the finances. But like you said, I'm happy for Deion. Do your thing. This is in no way hate, because anytime a brother makes it up here in this world and succeeds, I applaud you. Do your thing. Like we say, the job just wasn't done, but that's all I got for you.
Hey, Hulk, and that's all I got. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Be prepared and wait for the next episode of Mike's Unleashed. It's coming soon, dropping. Stay tuned, like, subscribe. Appreciate it.
Much love.